All right, welcome to another Woods Report. We are doing the Breakfast Club. Today is August 15th.
Monday.
Hot topics. All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Okay.
So this is not in any particular order, just things that stuck out for me. Tiffany Haddish. Okay.
What's going on with her?
She bought a house. She said she finally was able to buy her house.
Okay.
And she said that she suffers from that thing where you don't want to be broke again. That one is some kind of thing where they say you have a fear.
There's an actual fear
Yes,
of
a
that.
fear of being broke. If you come from nothing, you have a fear.
Oh
And so
my
she
God,
said
so
she
she
wanted to
don't spend
own
a lot of money.
She wanted to own something. So she's been saving her little money from all the movies and stuff. And she said she bought a house. And she said she took some classes at Harvard on the business of being an artist.
Harvard?
Yeah, probably online, probably.
Go on.
But it was for her to be able to learn more about being an artist and knowing the business side of it.
Okay.
Because she don't want to be stupid and not know nothing, lose her money and lose all of that. So that's smart.
Okay.
That's smart for her to do that.
Okay.
She said one of the big things, like I said, was buying land. She owns land too. So she bought land and she bought a house.
Where at? Where she live? California?
Probably California, I'm not sure. But she made a comment that she did a recent joke about Usher having herpes. And she said she cleared it with him first before she did the joke to make sure that he wouldn't be offended or something. And he said he just laughed and said, "You silly, whatever." But I thought that was funny because Charlamagne said, when do comedians start clearing jokes? Because if you start clearing jokes, a lot of times they going to tell you that I don't want you doing it.
Like Chris
Yeah.
should have cleared it with
If he would have cleared that
Will
joke
Smith.
with Will Smith, he wouldn't have got smacked probably, huh?
That's true.
So maybe, is that why maybe she did it? Because she don't want to have no...
She don't want to offend him.
She don't want to get... But he ain't going to smack her, I don't think.
No, but maybe he'll be mad.
But Charlamagne was saying as watching, as liking comedians, he thinks that will mess up comedians if they start doing that. Because think of all the great jokes we've had, it's been because at the expense of laughing at somebody who would have never cleared that. So I thought that was funny.
I think she's different. She's a little different for some reason. She seems a little bit more... She does stand up, right?
Yeah, that's how she started.
I think she... You know what? I don't know. It
See?
seems like she would be that kind of person that would do that.
Right. That would ask her...
Because that's about... Herpes is a little... It's a personal.
Right,
It's
right.
like saying somebody have AIDS or somebody, have crabs or something.
Right.
So maybe that's why. Maybe,
because she don't want to be sued.
Yes.
By saying he
Yes,
got something
and he don't have it.
Well, my thing is, because he didn't say not to say it, does that mean he got it? See?
He didn't deny it.
He didn't deny. He just laughed and said, "You silly." Or whatever, like, go on and do it. I don't
He could
care.
have denied it then. He could have said, no, I don't have that.
I don't think he care anymore because he with somebody, and
Okay.
I guess as long as she don't care.
And
And herpes, you break out with it. So as long as he
you
not
have herpes, I think you have it forever.
that's ever. But I'm saying you break out with it. So as long as they not doing nothing while he is on,
Medicines
breaking
or
out,
something.
then I guess she fine.
Wow.
But I thought that was
put that out on the
interesting.
street, so I guess, it was already out there.
She was making fun of it. Yeah. So I thought that was
That was
something
funny, okay.
Also,
Maybe Monique needs to do that.
Oh, well, another thing they
clearing some
talked
things.
about,
Okay.
don't even bring her up again.
Okay.
Teddy Ray is a comedian. He died. The importance of that, other than the fact that he was a famous comedian that died.
Black?
He was
Black?
only 32. And Charlamagne was saying that,
Is he black?
yeah, that you should appreciate old age more. We don't appreciate old age enough.
He's older?
No, this guy's 32 that died. But Charlamagne was saying he's so young that we don't appreciate in
You're
this
that
country.
age and you dying.
Yeah, he was saying we don't appreciate older people passing away or just living. So you need to appreciate more the fact that you living more, because a lot of times people not even making it past 30, 40 or whatever.
Dying at young ages now.
So I thought that was interesting. On Drink Champs, Little Fizz was on there.
What's Drink
B2K.
Champs?
Drink Champs is a show.
And what they do?
It's just a show, like people come on and talk, like a talk show.
Oh, why they
with
call it
Nori.
Drink Champs?
Because they come on and they drink and they talk.
Oh,
and
they
that's how
do
Nori's a rapper. And that's how he'd be able to get all the information out of them. Because
they be
come
drunk.
On, they be drunk or tipsy. And he able to ask them all kind of questions. And they're kind of watch what happens live when he make them drink. They get more free.
Don't
and
they
talk
not
and
like
stuff.
Get the hint? Don't
I
alcohol
know.
is in you. You
well,
may
that's
tell
how you're supposed to have
everything.
people around you that you can hear sometimes people off the cameras telling them to be quiet and
shut
stuff.
up. You tipsy.
But Little Fizz was on there, the group B2K. Remember Omarion, Little Fizz. Little Fizz was the one that dated Omarion's baby mama, April. And that broke up. Some people say that helped break up the group. So, but they was broken up anyway. But he was basically saying how he wanted to apologize and he had to slide in Omarion's DMs, direct message. And because he didn't have his phone number, and Charlamagne and them were like, "You never had his phone number. Y'all was in the same group, and you never had his phone number.
Y'all not talk to each other that kind of way.
He never had his phone number.
Only when you show up at the studio, that's when y'all talk.
So I thought that was weird. How you in a boy group? You in a group with somebody and you don't have a phone number?
Now, if he would have said I didn't have his new number,
he didn't have his phone number.
So no phone number, because we can understand you had the old number and then y'all not talking no more.
That's weird.
And he not giving you his new number.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
So I thought that was strange.
That is.
Not having his phone number.
I wonder, does he have the other guys' numbers?
Yeah, they all talk to each other. They don't talk to Omarion. And speaking of Omarion, you know, Omarion kind of started this, what they call Millennium Tour, which I don't know if you saw the verses. I think you saw the verses because we made fun of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, on the verses, Mario, who he was going against.
Right.
Mario was making fun of the fact that Mario got kicked off of the Millennium Tour or was never asked to be on it. Something like that.
Okay.
Because he's like, he was the star of the tour. And it's so funny that after Versus, Omarion is not on the tour. Mario is starting.
They switched him. I wonder what happened. Who's over that
You
tour?
wonder what happened. You saw Versus, didn't you?
Who?
You could have one bad night, and that's it.
So the ones that was on stage with them, they're on that tour too?
No.
Oh, okay. So this is a whole nother group.
This is all different. Yeah, this is different.
Now
Bow Wow is on the tour. It's like all 90s or early 2000s.
How does Omarion feel?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's embarrassing.
He was cracking on Mario.
On dude, and you're not even in the tour now.
So they was just talking about how that one
and
tour.
And they probably saw the performance. See,
people
to say, "Oh, maybe we need to put Mario on there."
They did, and Swizz Beatz. One of the things Swizz Beatz and Timberland said, because remember everybody was wondering what were they going to say about that, that because that was a horrible versus.
It was.
And one of the things that Swizz Beatz said when he did finally make a comment is that they didn't take it serious. They didn't take that versus serious. Wow. You got to take, every time you get on something where millions of people watching you got to take that serious.
That's still your career.
And Mario took it. You can tell Mario took it serious.
Was like cameras, action.
Where Omarion was dancing and pretending like he was singing and eating watermelon and bringing his brother out and Tank and everybody. And from that one thing.
That one versus that evening. Changed all of their lives.
Now Mario is the headliner.
Wow.
And ain't nobody, and Mario kept saying throughout that whole night, Mario, you stole my career. You shouldn't even be where you are if you didn't have that group with you.
Yes.
That you took my career. And look what's happening.
And then he made a comment, that's all you have is the dancing and stuff. Because he can't, you know.
But look what happened.
Oh, wow. So he switched out the tour now.
And B2K on the tour. Without Omarion.
Oh my goodness.
The three boys, three guys.
That's a slap in the face. He need to go home and examine himself because I'm sure.
And Fitz said we wanted to be in verses. We asked him if we can be in verses and do the B2K songs.
They could have all danced together.
And he never answered them back.
So his ugly attitude got him kicked out.
And if you see anything about Omarion, he's into this whole thing about being positive, and he talks to one of the Zen masters, and he does all these rituals.
That's what Judge Mathis' son spoke to Shy, whatever you call him.
Yeah, that's what, and he does the whole thing. And identifying with your inner side. He didn't do all that.
It had to been after this versus. Because he didn't show no signs.
He's done this before the verses. That's why I'm saying he acted a fool. What he should have did is the same thing I said. If y'all go back and look at our tape with Lizzo and Hilton, Paris Hilton's mom,
making a comment about
calling her
like
precious. I said lean into it, because when you lean into the joke, people, it's not funny no more.
Yes.
So what he should have did is what Ray J did. Ray J leaned into it.
Yes.
That he couldn't sing.
Yes.
And so
he said, why didn't you help me?
Ray J a whole week after the verses was on everybody's show.
Say something about
everything. Help me. Brandy, all of them. Teased him. They was cracking on each other on social media. Brandy was saying
he took it and ran with it as a joke.
Brandy was posting, you should have did breathing exercises. He wrote back and unfollowed her, took her name off and put it back. Said, I love you.
She kept following.
Leave me alone. She kept tagging him and doing it. So he made a big joke about it the whole week.
Yeah.
He went on different shows.
Yes.
Guys was teasing him.
He was like, okay.
And all this. He said, I can sing, but I was drunk.
I was not together.
So, Omarion should have leaned into it.
Yes.
He should have leaned into it.
He got angry. Who would ever thought that he went to visit
How about sabotage, and they was trying to sabotage him, and
did he not learn anything? See, that just shows you sometimes those things is not.
That's what I'm saying.
Call on Jesus.
So he should have leaned into it.
True Savior, that
peace. He should have leaned into it, and then it would have been a fun. Everybody would have got over it.
He took it too personal,
and then he probably would have still been headlining the Millennium Tour. So, but anyway,
but you would think even going to that would have even given him more peace, not just with himself, but with the group that he had to mess up with.
Yes, he could have made up with them.
That just shows that he's very hard-headed
or very narcissistic.
Makes a soft behind.
Yeah. So I thought that was something.
Okay.
Then they talked about Mindy. You know that she's Indian. Mindy, she has a show. You probably know her when you see her. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she talked about freezing her eggs. She's older now. She's ready to have a baby. Mm-hmm. But apparently she froze her eggs when she was like 19 or 20.
Wow.
And she suggests a lot of girls do that because a lot of times right now in your 20s and your 30s, you may not want to have a child. But if you freeze your eggs early, when you're in 19 and 20, they can freeze several of them.
Don't you get money for that?
No.
What was it that we said you get money for?
The men get money for the sperm
or something.
Oh, maybe if you turn it over or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Anyway, because that's considered. Well, I guess until the egg and the sperm meet, it's not life. Okay.
So anyway, she said about women should do that more often, and they was talking about how technology is different now than it was back in the day. And Angela Yee was
last.
Forever, I think.
Because how old is she now? 30s?
Probably 40. I don't know.
Wow.
But anyway, she was just saying you should do it when you 19 and 20. And Angela Yee said a lot of her girlfriends have frozen their eggs when they was younger, and they still haven't had children. So a lot of women are waiting now longer in age to have children. Mm-hmm. But it's harder when you get older for your eggs. So they were saying to freeze them. And so Charlamagne was saying a lot of women he know they have frozen their eggs. So it's not a crazy thing to do now. Yeah, at 19 and 20. So I thought that was interesting.
They're not ready for kids right now.
Cardi B, they was talking about Cardi B. They was talking about how long her hair is because she has really long, thick hair. And they was asking her, what do you put on your hair? Her real hair.
Wigs.
Yeah, but her real hair is long and thick.
Wow.
And they was asking, what do you do in your hair? And she was saying, she told everybody what she put on her hair, whether they, believe her or not. She said she boils onions and she uses that water and she pours it on her hair.
Where does she get that from? And
so Charlamagne said onions.
Water.
He said that stinks. And Cardi B said it doesn't stink. So I don't know.
Boil the onions.
Boil the onions, and then you pour that water on your hair.
I wonder, does she boil them whole or cut them up?
I don't know, but they were saying that that's what she does, and she said it works. To rinse her
hair out, or to just let her hair soak in?
I would say Google it. Google to find out what she does.
But a lot of women gonna do this.
That they was talking more about the fact that it doesn't stink, and so Charlamagne was saying he would think that would stink. Onion water.
Is so strong.
And Angela Yee said maybe she does that and then shampoos or something. So, but anyway, I've never heard of boiling onions.
Never heard of that.
I mean, my hair. You look at my hair. I don't boil no onions.
No, you don't have to.
But I could tell you what I use on my other channel, 64 inches of locks. Mm-hmm. Double check our other channel. We have 64 inches of locks. And we'll be sharing with you what I do on my hair, and then products that I use.
Not onion water.
No, it's not onion water. But that was I thought that was
so different. Okay.
They talked about Safari. I don't know if you remember Safari, Nicki Minaj's ex-boyfriend, Safari. Then he went on Love and Hip Hop. You probably don't know.
Did she have a kid from him? Okay.
Safari, well, he has a sex tape out. He's mad that somebody leaked the sex tape out on him.
With who?
It's his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend or something. But apparently on the sex tape, he not that big. He don't look that big on the sex tape. And there was a picture. Mad. There was a picture of him like a year or 2 years ago that came out where he looked really big. So some people are like, what happened? Is it the picture or the tape? And then there's talking about maybe it was the angle. Maybe it was the angle of the tape.
The lighting in the room.
Whatever it was. But he mad. But it's funny how he didn't go crazy when the picture came out that said he was big. But now the video came out, people making fun of him.
He's not real.
Now he mad at the video and he want to go after whoever released the video. I thought that was
funny.
They talked about Mariah Carey. Her house got burglarized. Ooh. She has a house in Atlanta.
What did they take from her?
I don't know, but they was just saying how they would think that Mariah Carey would have a lot of security and stuff.
Thank you. The moment you touched her sidewalk.
Yeah, how did that happen? But I thought that was odd.
Yes,
she got
and I'm wondering what they stole.
They talked about this guy named Channing Crowder. Now this is the part that they was on a show, a talk show, and he's a football player, and he had another football player on there called Denzel Ward, and Denzel Ward is cute. He has dark skin, black man, pretty eyes, nice hair, whatever. So Channing,
what's nice hair, Kim?
It was like mine, nice hair, like it's
long, thick,
yeah, nice, and it's locks. So that's what I'm talking about.
We always go with the nice hair.
Well, for me, nice hair is locks because I like locks.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's my definition.
Okay.
So he was on there, and I said all that because Channing Crowder was saying, asking Denzel a question. His name is Denzel Ward, and he was asking him.
My first name.
Yeah, he was asking him, how does it feel? Because you a good looking dude. You got pretty eyes. And you got nice hair, and I mean, is it hard for you? And that brought up a discussion because Denzel was looking at him like he said you a beautiful dude. That's what Channing told him, and Denzel said I don't even know how to answer that. I've never had another man call me beautiful before. So then that brought up the conversation with Charlamagne, DJ Envy, and Angela Lee. And Charlamagne said, what's wrong with men complimenting men? We don't want men to compliment men.
Has he ever called a man beautiful?
He said he compliments men.
Has he ever said the word beautiful?
I don't know. But he said pretty.
Compliment is okay. It's different. Beautiful.
So then that sparked the whole thing of, is it wrong for a man? Like, is that in our own mind? Where does it say that a man, because women compliment women. Where does it say a man can't compliment another man?
I don't have a problem with man complimenting a man. I have a problem with the words they use.
Pretty eyes and beautiful.
Man, look at your eyes, man. You could probably a lot of men that I've been hearing that compliment, even when they show the commercials when the dude drive up in that nice car and he wearing this hat, man, you wearing that suit, man. They don't say, man, you got beautiful eyes.
Right.
Man, look at that nice smile.
But it's so funny because
your adjectives are a little bit different than ours.
It was so funny because when I was watching Channing say it, he didn't come off as like liking him, but it kind of seemed prisoners to me.
Yes.
It seemed like somebody would say if you go into prison, he go, you got nice eyes. You
got some nice eyes, man.
What do you mean I got nice eyes?
And they stare at him.
But I thought that was funny because I didn't know if that was our age. I didn't know if that was because of our age. Like younger people don't see a problem. I'm going to put this on the thing.
Yeah, please do.
Younger people don't see a problem with it, but older people like our age does.
I don't have a problem with complimenting.
No, that compliment.
Right. I kind of go.
But that's what I'm saying. But younger
what
guys.
Man says another man is beautiful.
But younger guys seem not to have a problem. So then they had a call in. They had people calling in. And like I said, younger people, I don't think they
didn't have a problem.
I think that's our age.
Our cousins that's that age.
I think our mentality, whatever. But anyway, they was not all young people. Even if you ask your cousin,
just saying,
he don't represent every young person.
No, but I'm just saying, let's.
But they have people
put it out there
in
with young people to just do our own little survey.
So they had guys calling in, people calling in, and this one guy said his problem is not what he said, is that it was unsolicited. And that made Charlamagne listen. Because he said, you can't even say that now to women. It's unsolicited.
Right.
That's sexual harassment. Mm-hmm. If you walk up and say, oh, you got some pretty eyes and pretty hair, she may be like, that's offensive to me.
Yes.
So he said, let's not look at the fact that it's a man.
He took it broader.
He took it broader, and Charlamagne them had to listen. Because he said,
that's a good point.
It's unsolicited. He didn't ask him, what you think I look like? So why are you telling me I got pretty eyes? That's so regardless, even if it was a woman reporter that did it, he could have still felt uncomfortable.
And she could have taken offense to it.
But he could have, even if it was a female that said, you have very pretty eyes and nice hair. He still could have been like kind of taken back by it. Like, what does that have to do with football and me coming here to talk about football?
And then too, I think even with that, I know people got to be careful. When you're doing really specifics, you can, even though that can still be any kind of compliment, can still be like that guy is saying, where it can still be not solicited. Most people do a general comment. They don't do specifics. They don't like eyes, nose, and lips. Look at those lips. They look so kissable. You will just say, man, you're a good-looking man. Do you have any problems with the women coming at you all the time?
But then what levels of this? Because there's some men that I know, one that just texted me now, that would never say what you just said. If I say it's somebody good looking and it's a man, he go, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what good looking is for a man. Mm-hmm. See? So what's the level?
Back in the days, they used to call them pretty boys. That was a general comment. Mm-hmm. He's a pretty boy, especially when they were light skinned. Pretty boy. But is that still okay?
See, I don't know. So what's the?
He's just a pretty boy.
I think even
person, Martin said it in his show,
right?
Pretty Ricky, Ricky, what they call him.
But I think it's each person has their own level. Like even for a woman, some women don't mind you saying, "You look sexy in that dress."
Mm-hmm. That's what they want.
Where some women would get mad if you say you look sexy in that dress.
Oh, you taking a chance either way, huh?
So that's why I think I like that man that said,
"Solicit." He didn't
just leave it alone. It doesn't matter whether it's a man or a woman. Yes. If it's not solicited, nobody's asking you. But then Angela Yee said, but that's not really fair either, because women, we do that for each other all the time. Mm-hmm. You don't have to. Who asked somebody? Is it okay for me to say? We don't do that as women. We would just say, girl, your hair is looking good.
Yes.
She don't have to say, how do you think my hair looks?
Your eyes are so pretty.
Yeah, we don't have to say, how do you think my hair looks? For the girl to say, girl, I wanted to say something, but I didn't want you to. Nobody. So it's still, I think it still is gender bias.
I don't know, too, because we are in a day now where the LGBTQ is very big now. So a lot of people may be offensive if they're thinking that it's coming from somebody who's in that group and they're not a person that's open to that, or they may think they're trying to come on to them. If a man is complimenting you, is this a man that is part of the LGBTQ and he's complimenting because you do look good?
See, I don't know.
It may not be received well either way.
I thought it warrants a conversation because I feel like it's a gray area. Because with women, it don't have to be solicited. We compliment each other because we used to doing that.
Was it that same thing where the males can't get away with it?
It's one of those things where women can get away with it. And then the other part, I agree with Charlamagne. I think men should compliment each other more. Not to the point where you're saying you got pretty eyes. But what's wrong with saying, hey, man, that's a nice suit,
That's
man.
what I'm used to.
You look good in that suit, man.
This guy's adjectives and his choice of words, I don't know. I've never heard another man said.
But some guys don't
beautiful.
But some guys, they so rough, like the one just text me. They won't even say you look good in that suit.
It don't matter that they look good in that suit. Does he care that man look good in that suit?
No, that's what I'm saying. But he won't say it.
Why would I compliment you?
Yeah, but that's what Charlamagne was saying. We need to compliment each other more.
No, I disagree because kind of like what that man said. We're living in a society where a compliment can be received wrong.
And then and here's the thing. Now we at the point.
Safe and just think about the suit being nice.
But now we at the point now to, what if the guy is complimenting you because he like you? So what? You don't like him, keep it moving. Just say thank you and keep moving.
Everybody can't say that. They'd be
That's
uncomfortable.
What he's saying. No, but what I'm saying is the same thing as if a man complimented a woman. it doesn't always mean he want to be with her. He could just be like, I like your hair today.
I don't know. It depends on that person too that's being complimented. Because I remember when we had gone to one of the games, the WNBA, and one of my friends, another lady came on to her.
Yeah.
Said, your hair look good, girl. You looking good. You wearing those. My friend said yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And keep it moving.
And kept it moving. But she said that girl's trying to come on.
But you got to understand with my hair. But she was
just being nice and cordial, being polite.
But you have to understand with my hair, I get it all the time.
Right.
Whether somebody trying to come on to me or not. I get men all the time come up to me and say, I love your hair.
Yours is different. I really think yours is different. Because yours is like extreme. Everybody's gonna say something, gay or not gay.
But what if
heavy
somebody was really pretty? Same thing.
It don't matter. If you was ugly, dead ugly, your hair is beautiful because it's the extreme.
No, what if I'm saying the extreme of she's pretty?
Oh well,
that's the same thing.
Because remember our friend, our family friend, you said people would stop on the street and say how pretty she was.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody, you saying extreme. I'm saying extreme can be pretty too.
Oh, okay.
Not every man that says that she's pretty wants to be with her. He could just be like, you're very pretty.
But it's funny that you said that because we do have that male-female thing. That male thing, I don't know, Kim, I'm still uncomfortable.
I'm saying
about that word beautiful.
I'm saying could that be our age, because of our age? I don't know.
That's a good question.
I just thought that was a good question.
Okay.
To me, I feel like what the other guy said.
If you smile, what man tells another man you got a beautiful smile?
He said you pretty.
No,
you got pretty eyes.
No.
He said nice hair.
No.
So I thought
he'll say pretty boy.
And because
back in our day, you're a pretty boy.
Because Channing is such a football player, big guy, it came off prisoners to me. Like it's like a little guy coming in. He's like, you got some pretty eyes.
Got his orange suit on,
because he didn't say it like feminine.
Yeah,
he was like, man, you got some pretty eyes. I was
like they would say probably in prison.
Yeah, like tough.
The way
it wasn't sexy, pretty eyes. It wasn't like you got some pretty eyes.
And you proving my point.
He said it was like you got some pretty eyes.
What you thinking they thinking about?
But I thought that was funny.
Okay. Go ahead.
And I don't think anybody thinks Channing is gay. It's just the fact he said it. That's all the guys in the room was laughing. Because Denzel didn't know how to take it. He was like, I ain't never had a man call me beautiful before.
Thank you.
But I like how he responded.
Okay.
He didn't get all huffy. Just don't get huffy. If somebody coming on to you and you don't like it, just, okay, thank you. And keep it moving.
Kim, they may cuss him out.
I just think that, I don't like that. Just, if whatever it is.
Your friend next when you get a chance.
He would ignore it. Back in the day, back in the day, he would have fought and did all that.
Well, okay, because I want to know how he would respond.
No, I know how he would now.
If a man would have said that to him.
I know how he does now.
And he was a football player.
Yes, he would just be like, all right, man, and keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, he wouldn't beat him up or nothing like that. I don't like that.
No, I didn't say that.
Right,
but I just want to know how would he respond.
Yeah. But I thought that was interesting. That was,
Okay.
All right, so that, to me, that warrant to ask them out there, what would they do?
Okay.
All right, so then Megan Thee Stallion talked about how she's writing, she wrote her new album, and this was the first time that she dealt with her mom's death, because her mom died, and all the stuff that's going on with her. You probably don't know all the stuff that's going on with her. She got shot in the foot and all this stuff.
Oh, no.
But she said...
She had a tough life?
No, this is recent.
Oh,
so she was just talking about how this was the first. She worked herself through all of it. Mm-hmm. So this is the first time in the album she actually sat down and wrote about it and stuff like that.
How did she get? I wonder who found her. How did
she's from Houston. She's a rapper in Houston, and she rapped. She came up. She was in school. She's in college.
Who is she with? Is she with Missy Elliott?
No. She's in Houston. With? You don't know him. She was in Houston, and they found her and made her, famous.
Okay.
But anyway,
because she's on that show with the girls doing the dancing girls, the stripper show, whatever that show is.
Oh, I don't know.
She's on there. She did a cameo appearance or something on there, and they was showing her acting and stuff.
You talking about that the TV show?
That one,
P-Valley?
Yeah, P-Valley. Okay. She's on there.
Oh, okay. She had she's on there, or she just came on there with cameo?
Maybe cameo, or she may be a part person. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I think she played herself, so that was cameo.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, Donkey of the Day.
Okay.
Charlamagne's Donkey of the Day. He gives to a former head officer named Steve Leiden, I think. Apparently, the cop the one that had his knee on what's his name?
Floyd.
Mm-hmm. He went to prison. Mm-hmm. He's in prison now. Mm-hmm. And apparently, this white main officer forbid any black officer from going on the floor that he's on. You couldn't go on the floor that he was on if he was a black officer.
Can that officer do that?
No. So it was 8 black officers, and they sued, and they won. Because they called that discrimination.
Yeah, because did he assume that they were going to do something to him?
Probably, because he was white. So I thought that was interesting because they won $1.5 million.
And who's paying that? The prison?
Probably the state. $1.5 million, and all 8 of the officers have to split it. Charlemagne was saying they should have got $1 million apiece for what they did, for what he did.
How many officers?
8. 8 officers. Mm-hmm. Because how many black prisoners have white officers
coming in and out, swinging door?
So if you're gonna do that, then you should say
even some of them probably part of those groups.
So then, in that case, if that's what we're doing, no white officer should come on the floor where there's a black prisoner.
Who found this out? I wonder.
Well, they sued.
No, who found out? Oh, the guys. I'm sorry.
The officer sued.
Okay, because they said. But I'm thinking, who is this white officer to say?
He's the main warden or something.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. He must be a high up person.
And he said no black officers was allowed on his floor.
Okay.
And then when the prison committee and them came in the state or whatever, they said that's discrimination. He should have never said that. That's wrong. Mm-hmm. And so they won their suit. But here's the thing.
Did they learn from that?
Why is it that when it's white officers, we don't care that they go into black neighborhoods or these places where the black prisoners are? Mm-hmm. But anytime it's a white person or a white prisoner, there's an issue.
Privilege.
I thought that was interesting.
Think about it. Being privileged as a white person in this country, it goes a long way, even deeper in situations where we don't even think about
There's some places where you can't even. If
you said I can't come through.
There's some places in this country where if you're a black officer, you can't go on some white areas, and you better not try to arrest somebody.
And they don't even.
They'll look at you like, what you doing?
And the sad thing about it, if you think about privilege goes even beyond. Remember in the World War II, and some of the veterans were telling me, as black veterans, they're veterans fighting for this country, still treated as slaves and dirt. No, you can't come here.
You would be in certain places on the boat if you were in the Navy.
You're all fighting the same war.
You couldn't go to certain parts of the boat. Or you couldn't do it. You like,
so officers
we always fighting the same war.
You can't go in the hood. We can only go in the hood and put our knee on your neck and whatever. You can't go in our hood.
Right.
Down in South.
Yeah.
Black officers couldn't even go on certain
That's why I thought that was interesting.
Wow, privilege.
But this was his prison.
That's scary.
He was trying to make that, the one that did the Devin, whatever his name is.
Floyd.
No black officers can come near him.
And assuming that these officers would be of no integrity.
That's what they were saying.
You just assuming,
but you don't assume the white officers were dealing with black prisoners have no integrity.
Knees on necks. God,
I just thought that was interesting.
Wow, that's interesting that they won.
They won $1.5 million, and they have to split it between the 8. And Charlemagne said that's not enough. They should have gave each one of them $1 million.
I bet you this. That mentality is shot down.
Yeah.
Don't do that no more, Mr. Whoever your name is.
I'm sure he ain't got that job.
I'm sure he's let go.
So I thought that was interesting. That was it.
Protecting this police officer.
Protecting
no black officers.
Yeah. Okay. On the floor. They couldn't go on the floor he was on. So.
No black officers.
So I thought that was interesting.
What about me? I'm biracial.
Yeah.
No, you got a little 1% black.
Right.
That's it.
You look black. So you can't. If you look white, then you could go on there.
Maybe you could slide in where I won't know.
So.
Okay.
All right.
So. Good topic.
Yeah.
Good one,
so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And don't forget, YouTube is a computer. It's not a real person. Yeah. So like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to believe.
Believe. Always believe.
All right?
Okay.
And that was another Woods Report. See you later.